everyone and welcome back to our channel. So as you can see by the title, today's video is going to be a progress video. So the journey from Luna being a just back 6-year-old to a 120 show jumper. There will be some absolutely horrific rounds during this video, so I hope it doesn't hurt your eyes too much. But yeah, no, this took me ages to download the videos from my old phone onto the one I'm currently using, so please just click that subscribe button as a little sympathy thing, and also like the video, and I hope you stick around to the end of the video because I can tell it's going to be a very long one. So this is a photo from when I tried her, and then coming up shortly will be a video of when I first tried her. This is the video when I saw her. As you can see, really dappled, and she just motorbikes around the corner on the wrong leg because obviously she's a youngster, she's really unbalanced. She was backed quite late, so she was backed when she was late 5, which is actually quite nice knowing that, because obviously it meant that she, you know, had all the time she needed to develop and mature, and she wasn't rushed. And then this was our first ride at home. Just went over a few poles. As you can see, I've taken these videos from Instagram because I don't know why, but they weren't on my old phone. So if you'd like to follow, just gonna plug it in there. It's Molly Show Jumping, as you can see at the bottom of the bottom left hand of the screen. You'll see in these videos that she carries herself really tight and tense, and she's often below the vertical. That is her just being a youngster and not being able to hold herself correctly. Obviously she's a lot better now, as you will see at the end of the video. This is our first jumper home. It's weird looking at these because she's completely different now. Yeah, so her technique is completely different now. She's kind of just like pulling herself over the fence, and she, again, around that turn, her head was so tight and coiled. You know, that is her jumping the first pole. You can see how rushed that is, and she's kind of like she's not using her shoulders very efficiently in these jumping clips. And moving on, this is our first dressage test. I think this was a quick little pony club dressage test. I think she came 3rd in this. To be fairly honest, this wasn't actually that bad. As you can see, I don't really have like anything massively to comment on in this video. It's just kind of our first little, although how clean is her tail in that? I will never get a tail as clean as that again. I'm going to crop this. The next clip will actually hurt your eyes. There you go. Don't know what happened there. And this is her like just yeeting over the fence. A little bit of pole work. Not too shabby. She's so dappled. Okay, now this is just horrific. I mean, good on Luna's behalf because she's jumping it very big, and just showing everyone how much scope she has. But my seat, what is that? Like, I thought I had quite a good core from riding Max. Max was my previous horse. He was 16.3. And everyone used to be like, oh, Molly got such a strong core. And when I bought Luna, it completely changed. I mean, I was riding in a GP saddle, but I've obviously got used to her jumping now, but yeah, it was interesting to say the least. So this was her first little clear round training show. As you can see, it was a bit of a mess because typical youngster behaviour, jumping everything like 5 times the height. Little refusal there, not very glamorous. So this was our first lesson, and again I was just kind of getting used to her and the way she jumps. As you can see, I still haven't cracked the position. Rather interesting. She was just, I don't know what it was, she was so hard to sit to. I bought a Bates saddle, and apparently they're not really good for people who've got long kind of, what is it, hip to knee, that bone, thigh bone, that's the one. And it just didn't work because it was just making me ping ping from her and just like fly out the saddle. But yeah, as you can see, still getting used to her jump. She was very difficult to sit to. And then this is horrific, just basically Luna obliterating the fence. So this was our first BS registered show, where we did the British Novice, which is 90, and the Discovery, which is a metre, and we actually went double clear in both, and we qualified for Blue Chip, which, as you all may know, is quite a popular competition in the UK. So here are some clips of our first show. Not very smooth, to say the least. It was kind of just a bit like, get to the fence and we'll figure it out when we get there, you know. But yeah, I was very, very pleased, because when I had Max, for those of you who knew him, he wasn't the most careful horse. So he was kind of, he'd always have a pole. So it was just nice to be able to have Luna and then her go double clear in both her classes. Okay, so this is a very funny video. This is basically Luna incapable of going round poles without jumping them. She looks like an absolute mule here. And then I think I do it again and it gets a bit better. So I've got the dressage saddle on here. As you can see, we do it again. We weren't really centre there, were we? And then I think I go over some poles in trot next. Yes. And then we focus on quite a lot of grid work when we first got her. So she jumped that really nice. So I just wanted to leave that bit in beforehand of me saying how hard it was to turn her. But this was a flat work lesson that we had. So obviously trying to work on her flat work and her straightness. So she was a lot better when we first got her on that first day where she arrived. She's kind of in a more consistent frame, although it's still not as relaxed as obviously you'd like it to be. But it wasn't bad. So yeah, I will leave the noise running in the background so you can listen to what is being said over my loud voice. Sorry. Right, these videos are funny because Luna decides to jump these like 10 times their height. So I think there's a video that I put in slow motion at the end of this where she just jumps it absolutely huge. Although, credit to me, because I was actually staying in the saddle a lot better than previously. I think it's here. Yeah, look how high she jumps this. There was no need, Luna. But yes, so this was our second BS show. I think we had a little problem. Yeah, so sorry. I didn't ride that much. I think I had exams going on. So as you can see, we were a bit rusty. So there was kind of like a little lag, like a little delay between Luna like leaving the ground. Jump this quite big, and you'll be able to see it clearly in this next jump we do. She was kind of focusing on the bottom of the fence when she used to get to it and then kind of leap. So you can see, look down and leap. So not very aesthetically pleasing, and a bit all over the place, to be honest. And you can see she's still quite tense. So after a fence, which you'll be able to see in a second, I think after this, she kind of tucks her head in, and it's just all a bit ugly, to be honest. Please do excuse the quality of this clip. Again, it was taken in the dark, but you can just kind of see how unbalanced she was. Look at her playing with her legs and that turn, changing her front legs, still kind of jumping it and leaping it like a stag. But you know, the more she did, the better she got. The next video is a pony club show we went to. You'll see she crashes through this first fence. Well, I wouldn't say crashes through, but she has that front pole down. And we kind of raced to the second. It's just, there is no rhythm there. So we obviously raced to that second one, and then you'll see here, we absolutely get on a horrific stride. And it's like so close. Like, what is that? I mean, good on her for leaving it up. But yeah, it wasn't smooth. And then you'll see this jump here. Although it was nice, there wasn't that much technique to it. She's kind of just lobbing herself in the air, bless her. Better jump there. But yeah, I will stop speaking so you can watch the rest of this round. So moving on is a video of us doing a bit of grid work. We used to do quite a lot of this just so we could keep her moving, because she was quite a sticky little horse. I just thought I'd add in some photos of when it snowed because they look cute and Luna looks cute. And then moving on, we have a bit of flat work. Still not great, as you can see with her head. Not that consistent, not really working nice and long and low, and you can see the kind of tension in her neck. And then there is an absolutely horrific attempt at a change here, but she only changes her front leg, so goes to show how much we've improved, because obviously now she can change. And this was horrific as well, absolutely horrific. It makes me cringe watching that, but at least we learn. Okay, so moving on to this day, she really didn't like skinnies, so I think coming up there's a couple of videos of her refusing skinnies, changing her legs there because, again, unbalanced young horse. But I shall wait until we get to the problem at the skinny. So here we have the battle with the skinny. Stopped it first time, had a little fit, had a little tantrum because she's a mare, and then did some weird leap to the side, second attempt, and then third time lucky, we managed to go over it. Wasn't pretty, but we managed to go over it. And then we had this problem with turning. She just used to be like, nope. So, you know, when I talk in videos, in other videos, and I'm like, oh, she's always sticky around the turn. That's what I mean. It's hard to keep her going. And then we had another problem with the skinny. But that was the best jump we did, and I think we ended it on that as a reward. This is Blue Chip, so this was our second BS show, first ever stay away, which, to be honest, I think did overwhelm her slightly. So looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have taken her so soon. These are just some cute clips of her in the stable rolling, and then the next one is her eating dirt because apparently that's better than hay. But look at her cute little face. So Blue Chip didn't go very well. As you can see, we managed to get over fence 2, and then she stopped at fence 3. This was in the outdoor, just used to grind to a halt. To be honest though, I used to just pat her and tell her it was okay. This time, I gave her a smack, and do you know what? She went over it, and then she went over the next one. So I was being way too soft, basically, with her, and I kind of needed to give her a tap and be like, do you know what? That's not acceptable. So as you can see, she absolutely flies over this fence. And then this is where it went a bit wrong. She kind of just went to the side of it, had another little fit. I tried to stop her, called it a day. We go back and reassess. This was just in the warm-up because she would behave perfectly in the warm-up. Okay, so this is the first time we took her cross-country. And she enjoyed herself, to say the least. It looks so weird seeing Luna go cross-country because she's so dainty and springy. So this is just a little snippet from the first show back from Blue Chip where she went clear, and just a video of her yeeting me over a fence. And this was our discovery round. Discovery is 1 metre for those of you who aren't aware of the BS heights. And she did go double clear on this, which I think was the first time, no, second. I was obviously really happy after Blue Chip, her doing this. It wasn't the best round, God no, because you'll see not this fence but the one after. The stride is horrific, as you can see. She just leaps in the air, and it was a bit erratic, as you can see, and there is no nice rhythm. It's kind of see a fence, just go. But we went clear nonetheless, which is obviously the main focus. Prepare yourselves for this jump because this is erratic. Look at that, Jesus. I don't actually know how we did manage to go clear, because you'll even see on the last fence, not this one coming up, the one after, we got very close to it, as you can see. Okay, so a bit of backstory behind this. This is the Royal Windsor Horse Show. We've just been competing at 90 a metre, and this actually goes up to 110, so this was kind of Luna's first ever look at something slightly bigger. She rolled a couple poles, but honestly the fact that she went around it, no stops, nothing, in such a big and heavy environment like this, as you can see, loads and loads of people watching, was really good. So like, yeah, you can see she had a pole there. Didn't really bother me. It was just kind of getting her moving, you know, the corner there, getting her moving around the turn. She jumped this really nicely. Considering she'd had so little experience, I don't think I include the whole round. Next, you'll be able to see her canter improving slightly, a bit more rhythm to it. Still not as nice as it is now, obviously. And then jumping at home. It's so crazy how much her technique has improved and how she's using herself properly. There were quite a lot of pauses in between all these videos because I had exams going on, so GCSEs, A-levels. We always kept on being kind of put off track, which is why she's doing so well now, because obviously I can be consistent with her. But she always used to make up so much ground in doubles, as you can see, really short stride on that second one. Here is me hurdling Luna at a massive fence, and her showing no technique whatsoever. So this was her first jump from not doing that much. She's got a little pot belly on her because she's fat. And then we went to the beach. This was summer time, obviously. Probably 2 years ago. This was Luna's first ever triple. Obviously, she did it smaller before we put it up this big. Not too bad. This is quite funny. She took a massive leap in this first one. Just to show you how everything's not always perfect, but she recovered well. And then I think played the last video. This was the best time I think she did it. Very nice. And this was a show in the summer, 2 summers ago again. Pretty ugly, if you ask me. This is her pinging me out saddle, which she often did all the time. This next clip is hilarious. Basically, didn't have enough momentum and she really slowed down, and then she literally jumped so high up in the air, showing our adjustability in the canter, getting better. This is us starting to get back to doing shows again. I'm going to leave the sound in the next clip because it's absolutely hilarious. Oh wait, it's not that one, it's this one. Yeah, basically she jumped really high in the air and then still had the bowl down. But she just didn't really know how to use herself correctly. Oh gosh. Okay, so this video was okay. Lovely form over that last fence, as you can see. Just watch this next video, okay? This saddle did not do me any justice at all. Like, it just had no support. As you can see, just fling that saddle, recover that well up to a massive oxer. That saddle, it's like getting that new saddle, the Amerigo Monoflax, completely changed the way I ride Luna. Like, to think I had absolutely no stability in that other one. Very nice fence over that. So the difference between then and now and the way she jumps is obviously we don't get so many of them. But I'm holding her together a lot more. She's kind of just soaring in these clips. There isn't really a nice rhythm. But obviously now she's a lot more together in my hand. I feel like I've got a lot more control over, you know, her front end, her rear end, blah, blah, blah. This was Arena UK, so Stay Away show went to, I think it was our second Stay Away show. And there's some really nice clips of us just cantering in the sunset. I'm about to show you on the next slide the most horrific round to date. So please do not judge, because obviously this was years ago. But horrific. So there's me giving her a pat, showing everything. She hadn't been to a Stay Away show, especially an indoor show, for a very, very long time. So I kind of think seeing all this, because it was a Halloween show, kind of overwhelmed her slightly. So number 1 and 2 were all right. Gave number 2 a little bit of a ping. Still kind of using more of her shoulders than anything else. Fence 3, not too bad, and then we just didn't make up the ground needed, so she took a stag leap over number 4, and then we had a miscommunication at number 5, as you can see here, just doesn't take off, clambers over it, and then it all goes a bit pear-shaped from here. So, horrific. Kind of half trots into that second one. Luckily this was single phase. So goes over that, and then stag leap over that, and then just absolutely atrocious, to be honest. We did have a lot more rounds at Arena UK. Obviously I didn't include them because of time, but they progressively got better and better as the week went on, and she did in fact pick up 2 double clears, I think. One of them being placed, I think she came 3rd. So it wasn't all horrific. Okay, so here's us training at home. So, well, not at home, but you know what I mean. Training at the yard we were stabled at. Getting a lot better, getting a lot smoother. So here is a video of me doing a bit of medium trot with Luna. So as you can see, her schooling is getting a lot better. And then the next clip is a bit of grid work that we did. And then this video is hilarious. So I don't even know how I managed to stay on this. probably witchcraft. But as I come over this fence, I will zoom in so you'll be able to see it a lot better. But this fence, like, just what happened here? Like, I could have so easily gone out the side door then, but I just managed to stick on. Yeah, and then this was the last show before I called it a day, as in I stopped competing until all my A-levels were over. So I think this was in February, so I really did give her quite a long break of not jumping, not competing, not doing that much. Okay, so I absolutely love Luna's day because she just sailed over that massive oxer. Okay, the next video is Luna's Tantrums. So she's not all easy, and she did have her moments in the past. Safe to say she doesn't really do many of these now. But she used to just hop on the spot. Like, she was never really naughty. But yeah, this is what she used to do. Quite entertaining, quite fun. Obviously, we wouldn't encourage that. This is her going over some trot poles really nicely, so I had to include it because she just looked really good in it. Then this is another little blip coming up because it's hilarious. And just goes to show that we're not perfect. First show back from after A-levels, and then me going over a couple of fences. This day she did her first newcomers, where she just had a pole in her first ever newcomers, which is 110. This isn't the newcomers, but I didn't have the video on me. This was the 1 meter. This is our second or third newcomer round where she went double clear. I thought I would leave the video in so you can kind of see how rusty we were at 110s before we obviously did them a lot. So as you can see, still kind of making her leap a lot. Her form over a fence is so much nicer now. So yeah, that was a bit dodgy, Molly. What were you doing there? She jumped this pretty nicely. But yeah, so now 110s are effortless for Luna. So it went up in order, obviously. So she used to be really good at 90s, and she used to have, you know, the old pole in the meter, and then it changed to 1 meter being her comfort high, and then 110 she would have a little pole, and then now 110 is her comfort high, and then 120 is obviously her kind of still getting used to it, but still, you know, well within her capabilities. Because often they do build the end of the 110s a lot higher. And obviously she does 115s as well. So this jump, oh my gosh, I was paranoid at that because it was off the track. So yeah. So now we kind of get onto the point where it all starts to come together. Just everything, the way she uses her body, the stride to the fence, the rhythm, just basically everything starts to get just a lot nicer. Even then, really backs herself off the fence. So this was before lockdown, I believe. This was our first 120. She did have a couple poles. I think she had this next one down, which was absolutely tiny. Don't really know why she had it down, just out of carelessness. I regret putting her into this 120. Okay, my dog is barking in the background. Thank you, dog. I regret putting her into this 120. I really do, because I don't think I was ready. Because look at this fence. Like, I literally just chased her into it. Completely knocked the top bar off. We just weren't together as a combination, really. I mean, some of the fences she jumped really nicely, like that double, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, still not completely using herself in the way she should be. So that was a regret that I made. And then this was over lockdown, I believe, just working on her form and helping her jump get better. And then the next video is of when we took her to Bury Farm. So we did a couple 110s there. She's always better in an outdoor arena, because in indoor arenas she kind of, well, in the past, used to just look at everything. Like, she's never been a spooky horse, and since Blue Chip she's never stopped in the ring, which is brilliant, because obviously it just goes to show you she does love her job. We just had, problems at the start where we weren't really a partnership. So yeah, she jumped some really nice fences. So those of you who have been subscribed to our channel for a long period of time will remember these videos right from the start of our channel being created. She felt amazing during this session, really using herself. I absolutely love this exercise. I should do it again, to be honest. Really stretched over that fence. Even these smaller fences, she just jumped so lovely. When I say smaller fence, I think I mean this one. Yeah, see, beautiful. Really using her shoulder and her hind. This was a course that we did at home. I never do that many courses at home, because obviously I kind of just do gymnastic exercises and then. So after lockdown, we were like, oh, let's have a lesson or two. Not for any particular reason, we just hadn't had a lesson in like years and years, and we thought it would be worthwhile. So you can see her technique there really improving. So we started to have lessons. So we went to Anvil for this lesson. But if you're a follower on either YouTube or Instagram, you'll know that you went to these places because obviously we posted videos about them. So really nice, starting to get there with everything, and it's all starting to come together. And then this was the first show after lockdown, and she got 2 double clears. So as you can tell, like, all the training that I'm putting into her, all the work, it's starting to pay off, which is obviously what you'd want to see if you're paying money for lessons. And yeah, so we took her to the beach, really nice. Just look at that hind leg action. I definitely fangirl over my own horse. Second 120, double clear. So as you can see, lessons paying off, everything's coming together. The consistency, which is what she thrives off. I know some horses like it better if you do specific things. Luna is just so much better when she's jumping consistently, when she's going out and competing consistently as well. So yeah, I thought I would leave this 120 round in, just so you can just see how much she's improving. So this was another lesson we had at Forest Edge. She's just starting to jump really, really nicely and use herself a lot better. This lesson we actually jumped, I believe, between 120 and 130 as a course, which was crazy to think that. Like, just right. So look at her going around now, and picture when she was right at the start of the video when she was like flinging herself over 8 centimeters. Yeah. So you just got to work at it, guys, because your horse can turn into something incredible. Yeah, wise words from Molly. Just look at her soaring over these fences. Like, that's huge. She's like, oh, that's easy for me. Just look at her knees and the way she tucks up a lot better now. That was a big double. And again, look at these oxers. Huge. But no, coming along a lot better. Obviously, we've still got a long way to go. But yeah, this was a 120. A very, very big 120. When we went to kind of a bigger stay away show. I shall leave this in for everyone to see. We got buzzed out because she just had the second part of the double down where I kind of pushed her into it. I should have waited, should have half halted, but I didn't, and obviously we pay for our actions and she had it down, so it meant I couldn't go into the jump off, which was a bit of a shame. But again, this was still very, very new to her. I think this was her third 120. So, yeah, she did very well. Stayed really careful to that upright. Here is where we had the pole. So, jumped in really big. You can see, huge oxer, just got really, really flat, didn't we? And then she just kind of tapped that with her back legs. Jumped this oxer off the corner really nicely, as you can see. And then over the last 2 fences, and then we got buzzed out. But stay careful to that, and then really nice jump over this last oxer. So I was really chuffed with her. So can't ask for much more. Gave her big pats. Training at home now. Getting her to stretch. Do you know what? There is still the occasional time where she will still throw me out the saddle because of her power. Much I can do about it. Yeah, so this is her in a 110, I believe. At this time she was jumping phenomenal. So she was jumping double clears left, right, centre. I think she got double clear in the 115 and the 110, then the 115 and the 110, and she had like 5 double clears in a row, and it was absolutely going amazing. I'm going to end this video on this because there is like 40 something minutes worth of content on here, and for more very, very, very recent videos you can obviously look on my account, on my Instagram account, which is Molly Show Jumping. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this video because it's so easy to forget how far you've come, and she really wasn't easy at the start, and it just goes to show you, you know, if you work hard, you keep at it, you stick by things, then you can do it. Motivational words from Molly. But no, yeah, so I hope this goes to show you that you don't quit. If you're going for a rough patch with your horse, I've been through it too. Ella's been through it as well. Ella's been through it multiple times with Jarvis, just because Jarvis is a devil. Ella will have a video up of Jarvis, by the way, so look forward to that. But yes, thank you all for watching the video, and if you've got to the end, I give you a pat on the back. I really do, because there was a lot of content in this video. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please, 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 please do subscribe for a lot more content, and it would be great if you could like the video as well and comment. But yes, that is the video over. Thank you. Bye.